Whenever we're thinking about the future of learning and development, there are definitely some trends, unfortunately, many teams are missing out. And most corporate training, unfortunately, are quite outdated because we just simply do not go with the time. And the gap between what L&D teams are delivering now and what employees actually need is getting wider every year. In this video, we are going to walk you through 5 different trends which are reshaping how companies build and deliver learning in 2026. Let's get started. Right now on the screen, you can see 5 trends we're going to cover today, and we will start with artificial intelligence, obviously, and we will go up to the return on investment. So, whenever you feel that there is something that you want to take a closer look at, we would definitely also recommend to check the description box for the full overview and giving you more details for each specific trend. Trend number 1, AI, of course. Basically, we are going to start with the one that everyone is talking about. And when we think about course creation, content updates, quiz generation, feedback analysis, and other things, the artificial intelligence is compressing timelines from weeks to hours to even minutes, and the team's winning right now. And the ones who aren't using any AI tools, unfortunately, most likely to just kill the quality. And that means using AI is to do heavy lifting on first draws, on content refresh cycles, on personalized learning path, and then having a human in the loop to review and refine. So AI isn't fully like replacing L&D human teams, for sure, no. But definitely it is something that you should take a look at. Trend number 2, practice, meaning that practice is replacing passive content. Think about a few years ago when there was situation that we just opened some manual books and we just, I don't know, talked over with some colleagues, and that's it. Now, basically, completion rates on traditional e-learning are also changing. We've seen it in the way of employees click on like some modules, pass a knowledge check, and retain almost nothing. And now the shift is toward practice environments, AI role plays, simulation, scenario based learning, where behavior actually changes. And reading about objection handling doesn't work right now. You actually would need to practice it a few times before a real call happens. So the best L&D teams are building practice loops into their programs. Not just some content libraries, not just this different like PDF files. You gotta think about it more of like a flight simulator right now rather than just watching some content. The third trend is onboarding, and it is becoming a competitive advantage. And I believe not a lot of L&D specialists are getting into that now. This one is super underrated. Companies that get new hires productive in like 30 days instead of 90 have a measurable edge. Lower attrition, faster revenue contribution, stronger culture fit. This is something that actually changes the way how new hires are ready for the job. And the best L&D teams now are treating onboarding as a product, not just as a checklist. They are designing it intentionally to integrate a person to the team and measure the way how they start on the first day at the learning journey, not just like having some paperwork session. And then your onboarding program definitely needs to be redesigned. What happened like a few years ago on the onboarding is not gonna work right now. So it's probably something that you should take a closer look at. The way how onboarding is changing right now, it's not only about the speed, but it's also about being that more effective and accurate. Generic company wide training is dying. Role based paths, seniority based content, region specific compliance. Learners expect training that's relevant to them from on day one. The platforms and teams who can deliver that at a scale are pulling ahead. What used to require a massive L&D operations to build, maintain, is now achievable with the right infrastructure. And even for small team, the key question to ask yourself if like a new sales hire and a new engineer join on the same day, are they getting completely different onboarding and training experience, or are they sitting through the same company wide modules? You got to think about it. And the last one, L&D is being asked to prove return on investment. This is something that could be fun to discuss, and we actually did a video about this earlier. However, the days of reporting completions and calling it done are over. Leadership wants to know, did training reduce ramp time? Did it improve with the rates? Did it cause compliance incidents and so on? L&D teams that can connect training activity to business outcomes are keeping their budgets, and the ones who cannot are losing them. This means getting clearer on what metrics you own, building measurements into your programs from the start. Basically, speaking the language of the business when the report results come up. This is very important. And we also did like video about why return on investment actually doesn't really work. However, there are some cool things that we talked about what you should track instead. So, what's the common thread across all five of these trends? L&D is moving from a support function to a strategic driver. And the teams that are winning right now aren't just building training content, they are actually building learning infrastructures that scales, adapts, and proves its value. That's a different skill set, a different tool set, and in many cases, a different mindset. But the good news is that the tools and frameworks are available now to any teams willing to use them. So if you want to go deeper on any of this, we've written a full breakdown in the article linked in the description box. And yeah, drop a comment below which of these five trends is most relevant to what your team is dealing with right now. And we would be super excited to read each of the comments.